Hi, it's Sam, and welcome to another episode of Knowledge Node. So, in previous episodes, I've been talking about changing our perspectives on things, making changes in our actions, trying to adopt new habits, new routines. But we all want to make changes in our lives, but it's actually following through with it that we tend to struggle with. The amount of times we all said, "Yep, I'm going to change. This is going to be the time I'm going to change," and not much happens. About 2 days later, we're back to our old self. And why is this? Firstly, I think we have some sort of expectation sometimes that we can make one big change and everything will fall into place. But that's just not how it works. Successful people, people that are happy, are doing things every single day that are making them more successful or more happy. It's not just one big event. It's something that needs to be maintained. So there's that. And what falls into that is that is going to take some planning. So you're going to need some sort of plan of what the things are you're going to do each day to try and make you more happy or more successful or whatever the change is that you're trying to bring. So that's what I want to talk about today. So I'm going to talk firstly about just trying to drill home why it is that we want to put this time into planning our days and planning ahead to invest in ourselves, why it's going to be worth the initial effort and the self-discipline that it's going to take to actually follow through with our plans. So while editing, I decided that it's going to be a better idea to split this into two parts. So this is going to address the why, and part two is going to address the how. So self-discipline, planning, why don't these things seem to come naturally to most of us? I think it's a lot to do with the fact that as we grow up, we go through school, we have our parents, and they are the ones that kind of enforce discipline on us, and they provide us all of our schedules, what we're doing with our time. So, planning and discipline is something that's kind of given to us, it's not something we learn to cultivate ourselves, most of us. So, I think that's why we struggle, and the problem is when we come out of education, that it's all left to us. So, we're not as productive or ambitious with our free time as we'd hope, and the only structure most of us tend to have is our work week. So the problem being that the only structure we tend to have is our working hours, is that the rest of our time is left up to us and we tend to not structure it. So in our free time, we tend to go for immediate gratification tasks, things that are immediately stimulating in the moment, and we choose these in favor of delayed gratification tasks, which are tasks that we have to invest time and energy into that aren't very stimulating at the time, but they have a more desirable and beneficial payoff in the long term. So a really good experiment that illustrates this that you've probably seen, quite popular, is where you get a child in a room and you put a sweet in front of them and say, don't eat this sweet for X amount of minutes and you can have the whole bag of sweets. And what does the child do? Nearly every time, 9 times out of 10, they're going to eat the sweet. So it's not just because they're a child and they've got poor impulse control. It is also because we are hardwired as humans to seek immediate gratification because once upon a time this was a beneficial survival mechanism for us. The problem is it's not relevant now, so we need to combat this with self-discipline and we can use planning as a tool to aid this. So a more relevant example to us might be this is why it's so easy to spend 3 hours sitting watching a Netflix series that isn't even particularly entertaining and you're not really gaining much from it than it is to sit down and read a book that might help you address a problem that you're having in your life. So by having planning in advance, what this does is this leaves less down to chance and puts less reliance on us to make the right decision against our instincts in the moment. So what we can do is we can plan rewarding tasks that are long-term gratification in times that we know we'd usually be doing short-term gratification tasks. As well as the ability to do this, which is going to make us be investing our time more instead of wasting our time. This is going to bring some additional benefits just from planning, which are as you become more organized, you'll become less stressed. As I said, you'll be more efficient with your time. And also, a really good one is that this will build your self confidence if you're making plans every day and following through with them. So they don't have to be really grandiose plans, but just completing simple tasks throughout the day every day is going to build your self-confidence, teach your subconscious that you're someone who can make plans and get things done, and this is going to improve your overall well-being. Thank you for watching. If you like this, please like, share, subscribe. I'd love to hear some feedback, comment. So yep, all of that good stuff. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you with another video next week.